Volker, you've of course got an Oscar for the visual effects on the first movie, and I just wondered how things have advanced since that time and what you could achieve this time that you wouldn't have been able to 20 years ago.
Yeah, of course there's a huge difference between what we were able to do back then and what we can do now. But it's as important to see the fact that other movies are being made, so the audience is very sophisticated nowadays, and so the techniques that we used back then, of course, we can't use anymore today. Even if sometimes there's this romantic notion about shooting miniatures and how cool it all was, and it was indeed, but we were, I want to say, struggling as much to get a good result as we are nowadays in the digital world.
And talking about miniatures, I mean, so much can be achieved with CG now. Why have any physical elements at all, like the brilliant moon tug, which you actually built a real?
Yeah, but because you have so many scenes where like kind of people touch it, go in and out, where you go really close to it. It's in different locations. And so that's why you use a real element. It's also when you have like a big hangar, it's good to have like a couple of real things there, because first of all you can see the foreground and there's like interacting of shadows of people moving around, and so it helps a lot, to kind of. But most of the time you build still a little bit too much, because you could actually build much less.
And Jeff Goldblum's character has a great line. They like the landmarks as they're flying over the River Thames.
Improvised.
Yes. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Tell us about creating that brilliant London sequence. A bit distressing for us in the UK to see that, but it looks brilliant on screen.
Well, I have a house in London, so I'm a resident. No, it's like, what? It came just by, there was this idea to have like kind of, the gravity of the ship, sucking up Asia and then dumping it on Europe. And we just like chose two cities, Singapore and London, which stands for it. And I'm a real big fan of London, so it's destroyed with love.
And in terms of visual effects, which sequence are you most proud of with Independence Day Resurgence?
I think it's the alien queen on the Salt Lake being chased by the bus. No, the other way around. The bus is being chased by the queen. Well, that would be fun. Should do that next. When it comes to the final result of the images, I think that's what we had in mind, what Weta created.
And in terms of the special features that are available, what are you most excited about sharing with us?
Well, it's interesting how that happened, because people became more and more sophisticated. So like kind of the pieces you have to kind of offer have to be more and more sophisticated, and I think we already, while we're like kind of shooting, thinking a lot about what could be a additional feature.
I'm very happy about the Saturn sequence, which was an original opening, and it totally makes sense to have it changed and it not being in the movie. But of course, it's something that you labor on for a while, and very, very happy for everybody who was involved in the sequence to have it in the extras.
And with the deleted scenes, does it make it that bit easier to know that you've let them go, but they still survive on
Exactly. I mean, I'm always like saying this to the actors. You will be on the DVD in the deleted scenes.
And which science fiction film which you haven't been involved with do you hold in high esteem as the best or your favorite, perhaps in terms of visual effects?
Blade Runner.
For me, it's Blade Runner, Star Wars, and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's the three big ones.
And any particular sequences in those, or any particular reason that they stand out?
I think it's for me, it's like kind of the most amazing sequence I've ever seen in my life was the landing of the spaceship in Close Encounters. It's like kind of how that was celebrated and how bit by bit, and it was such a long sequence, And it was very masterful done by everybody involved.
Roland Emmerich Volker Engel, thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.